Hello. Really pray my people. First things first. Really pray my people are having an amazing blessed day. This is the target. So this is the current raw and liquidity right there. We are currently just 40 handles away from that. It's a beautiful setup in and of itself. 9 o'clock opens and trades lower, which is beautiful. Anyways, so today's lesson will be quite different. One of my students hit me up and said, "Hey, I finally got someone to give me money. I've been busting my ass off for 8 months, and I've come with a consistent track record in front of him, and he has decided to finance me." So, I'm studying this inefficiency for shorts. That's enough, more than enough. You can expect the next candlestick to open and not take out this high and make an attempt for this low instead. We just tape reading here. And he just got financed, and he has a lot of emotions attached to greed, and he's unable to plan and execute with the utmost of efficiency. And he would like some words of advice. you know it's making him very uncomfortable to be in the financial market, and it's making him nervous whenever he's in front of the charts, and he's fearful of the fact that he's at the crossroad of success, and now comes the point where all his hard work has to turn into something real and tangible, which is in the form of money. And one thing you should realize is you really worked hard to get here. You know that you no one you busted your ass off, to be able to anticipate when swing highs and swing lows will form, when to expect entry models, etc., etc. But you have really worked hard, and you need to trust yourself. You need to get to a point where you fully understand that the only thing that can save you is time, not how many trades you put. That's the hardest thing. When I was executing beautiful as expected, both 924 engineers a swing high, and I would have loved it to make an attempt for the swing low. But let's see as the next 2, 3, 4 minutes make an attempt for that. If not, we can see it wick above that swing high, which is beautiful for potential Turtle Soup entry short, targeting all these relative equal laws. And we're tape reading, we're not in an execution. We're not trying to make money, we're not trying to lose money. Because if you can't do this, you can't sit in front of the charts and just do this without feeling the anxiety of losing money, the anxiety of making it, the impulsive urge to push a button, then you're far from success. You need to get to a point where you're fully comfortable and you're fully immersed in your process, where you're not fearful of the outcome. You're not fearful of the fact that you will either make or lose money. Because what you're experiencing now is what every other trader has experienced, where you have found your model, you know what to do either on demo account. But the mistake I told you keep making is you keep trading more than one contract. You just keep doing that, and I told you to stop. And until you stop trading more than one contract, you're never going to evolve and progress. Because the sole purpose of trading one contract is not to make you lose money or make money. It's for you to be disciplined. Do you have the discipline and wherewithal to follow your process, to follow your models with the utmost of efficiency, and do it once and go home? Because now you can't do it once. What you're going to notice is you're going to take a trade, and you're going to take it on the lowest form of leverage. But since it's the lowest form of leverage, the money doesn't feel enough. So you add one more contract, you add 2 more, 3 more. Before you know it, you have placed 12 to 13 trades in a day. And all of that are either one contract each or one mini, micro, whatever you're using, doesn't really matter. And the losses compound. And before you know it, you're down 30% on a day. Beautiful. As expected, we engineer what? A swing high, and we make an attempt for this low. So this itself, this here, is a signature that I'm on the right side of the market relative to it chasing these swing lows. So I'm not anxious, I'm not frustrated, I'm not in a trade. I'm analyzing, I'm detaching myself from the outcome, from money, from it playing in my favor or not. But one thing you're doing wrong is you're not allowing time to be a variable, meaning you're so fixated on what you can do And the only thing you can do in trading is press the button. That's the only thing you can do to either make the money you've lost, to make more money, or literally that's the only thing you can do. But when you keep pressing the button, what you're doing in trading is you're giving your money away to the financial market. And with every trade you put, it's a depiction of how much negligence you have put in your ability to understand and mitigate risk. Because in your heart, you believe a losing trade is a depiction of your skill over time. Because you spent 10 months, 9 months trying to get here, and now you're here and you're going to lose it all in a day? Come on. You have to reach to a point and accept that, hey, this is going to take a long time. And when I lose, the only thing that can make me money back is time, not another trade. Because if you think another trade will make you money, you're not at that state of mind where you trust that enough. So when you try to make another trade and that trade is a losing trade, you get frustrated. When you try to execute with the utmost of efficiency and you lose, you get even more frustrated. And with every losing trade, it compounds in anger and frustration. Because one thing you don't do is you don't journal. You don't write your thoughts down. After every losing trade, you don't write how you feel. You don't write. I can tell, just judging by your P&L, that you don't write. You don't document every single trade you take like me. I document every single one. Why am I entering? How am I entering? What's the reason for that? And how can I better improve? What could I have done to be a better executor, a better trader? And is there anything I'm missing? And if I'm missing something, what can I do to improve on that factor? And if I don't need to improve anything, then I just continue doing the same process over and over again with the utmost of efficiency. And you need to get to a point where you do that on your trading, where your trade setup, your outcome of every execution is not predetermined by whether it's a win or a loss. And you need to do it once. That's one thing you're not doing. You're placing 7, 8, 9 trades, even though they're in the lowest form of leverage. It's too many trades. You need to do it once. You need to feel what it's like to be in consistency. You need to feel what it's like to just do one thing and call it a day. Because think of it this way, my good sir. When you place that one trade, that is not, and you call it a day, that's not a depiction of your skill. What you're trying to do is you're trying to train the muscle for discipline. You're trying to train the muscle for contentment. That's what you're trying to do. You're not trying to make money or lose money. You're trying to train the muscle of contentment, train the muscle of discipline and taming greed. But you're not going to tame greed if you keep pressing the freaking button. You're not going to tame greed if you're always in an execution. And you always have this unwavering anxiety where whenever you lose, your brain remembers, I swear to God, your brain remembers all the times where one losing trade turned into one too many. And you're going to provide a self-fulfilling prophecy for yourself. Where one trade, the fact that you are so scared that you're going to lose all your money, that becomes the reason why you lose all your money. You just need to do it once and trust that your model will come again tomorrow. Because it will. I swear to God, it will. If you have the patience, if you have the discipline, your model will come tomorrow. You need to wait. You need to be patient. And you need to watch price. If you still feel anxiety, you just need to sit and do this and not feel anything. Not feel the impulsive urge to be in a trade. Not feel the impulsive urge to be out of a trade. And just sit and watch. And if you still feel that anxiety, you're still attached to the money, and that's okay. That's a sign that you're growing. When you feel that, let me tell you how it feels like. For me, whenever I had a losing execution and I knew I was about to fall on tilt, meaning I was going to lose all the money, it felt like, when you're carrying a plate full of food and you love that food, it's amazing. Someone dished up for you, someone you really love cooked that for you, and you are walking to go sit down so you can eat this meal. But as you get there, as soon as you're about to get to your table, you're about to get to your chair, you fall, and the plate slips off your hands. And you watch in slow motion as all the food slides down your hand. And before you know it, it hits the ground. Bam! Plates get shattered. You feel this anxiety, this fear, whatever it is, whatever that feeling is. But everything falls and you can't eat that nice food anymore. And let's say it's worse off where it was the last meal, and it's late at night, you can't even go buy more food at the grocery store, and you're stuck eating bread and tea. And that's how it felt like to me, or it feels like to me. but a beautiful execution in and of itself. I think it's going to give us a short here. So as soon as this leaves a fair value, we're going to take a 10 handle short from there all the way down to target. If it doesn't give us, then okay. Then if it hits here, then our model is complete. There's no trade. There we go. No trade. Beautiful. Right from here, up there, anticipated the swing high, came back, touched it right on time, engineered another swing high, and we raced lower. But if you don't see, and this is the model is complete. There's nothing, there's no other model for me to trade for the day. We've reached relative equal lows, we've displaced high and take out buy side liquidity. But now what you're going to do is you're going to overdo it. Here, this is where you're going to place more trades than you should. You're going to over leverage, you're going to try and reverse, you're going to look for another time concepts, whatever. But in reality, you've done everything you could. You need to accept the fact that you have made it. You are here now. And the only thing that can save you is time. So place that one trade. Make sure it's 0.1, 0.1, the lowest form of leverage you can. Place that one trade, whether it's 20 handles, 30 handles that you're targeting. Do that and then call it a day. If you're unable to, call it a day and you place more than 1-2 trades. With every trade you're taking, that's a depiction of how bad you want it. But the problem is that energy, that tenacity, that ability to muscle on through adversity is being targeted wrong. Fight that urge to fix what mess you made. Fight it. Don't do it. So now you see that same inefficiency. I won't take that short because we already took these lows. So this it becomes null and void for me. Because the setup has already performed its function. If it didn't take out that low, then sure. Then this would have been a nice short right there. But now since it's already traded through that low, no, I can't trust it. And even if it does roll lower, then that's okay. I still won't take it. I don't need to. I don't really need to. Then watch it chase that low. So the next candlestick should open and not take out this high. Right there. Should not take out that high. Or whatever high this candlestick closes at. Because if it doesn't, then you'll want to see this play inversion and target that relative equal highs right there. There we go. So this next candlestick should not take out that high. If it does, then this is a beautiful longing opportunity to just stop right below that swing, that low here. And we should see it raise for this double top. But that's obviously not what I want to see. I'm still looking for these lows. But you're never going to get here. You're going to do more than you should. You're going to press the button more than you should because you want it too much. And you can't fully accept the fact that you have become an investor. You are it. You have to embrace uncertainty. You are here. You are here. You are living, eating, breathing what it's like to be an investor. And it's not going to be easy. I'm telling you, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very grueling. There's going to be times in which you don't want to do it. You feel like giving up. And if you still feel like that, you're not really an executor because we never give up here. But you need to get to a point where you're fully aware of yourself. You're fully in control of how you perceive your losses and how you interpret them. And you're not fazed by them. Because your losses or one loss is not a depiction of your skill over time. But if you're new, you always feel that. You always feel like you're new. And you always want to do more than you should. And you're never going to get to that point where you execute with the utmost of efficiency. You're always going to be mediocre. And you're always going to be losing your accounts through overexposure. Not necessarily over leveraging, but overexposure where you just press more contracts than you should. And instead of having one trade for the day, you have 10 or 17. And that forces you to fall until tomorrow. And it's just a losing cycle. And you're never going to be good enough. You're never going to get to a point where you're efficient and where you trust yourself. Where you're not fearful of your models. You're not fearful of the fact that you have found it. Let me tell you something when it comes to trading. So the model is already complete, right? If it takes out that high, then that means we're not going to take out these lows, and that was one last sweep, and that was the swing low. So we'll see what it does. We'll see. But when you get to that point where you have finally gotten someone to give you money, you're officially at a point in time where you are face to face with making or losing real money, what's going to happen is when you actually lose that real money, it feels like you're going to lose everything. And that one loss, you either have to recuperate it to prove to yourself that you're still good enough. And since you've spent so much time, effort, whatever, it doesn't really matter. But you've spent time to be on this chart, so you should do it because you did it last time, didn't you? But in reality, you fail to see the bigger picture because you're not trading for the next 2 months, for the next 3 months. You're trading for your whole life. For the rest of your life, you're going to be doing this. And if you can't muscle through and really feel what it's like to live in uncertainty, where your goal is to do one thing and one thing well, and if you don't do it well, it's okay. But that does not either affect your life in any shape or form, nor does it change it. And you really live and dwell in that uncertainty, and you watch your money accumulate over time, you're the best thing since sliced bread. But you don't wanna give yourself the privilege, the opportunity to grow. You're self-sabotaging yourself into mediocrity because deep down you fear trusting yourself. You fear going through the actual process and actually becoming who you said you're going to become because you've worked so hard to be a trader. You've worked so hard to try and make $10, $20 a month, a week, or per trade, per execution. And now you're there where you can make $100 a week, where you can make $100 a day on a trade or an execution. And now your life is beginning to shift, it's beginning to change. But then now when it gets to the point where you really have to sit and experience that money and really live in it, you F yourself up by over trading, over leveraging, or just that one moment where you mess yourself up. For me, that moment was usually caused by that moment was caused by my insatiable urge to self-sabotage myself into mediocrity because deep down it was too good to be true. It's too good to be true, man. You can't tell me, I've been living life for so long, you can't tell me that this is all you need. You see that? There's a shift in market structure right there. But it's okay, I'm not willing to take this trade. I'm not willing to trade in because I'm trying to speak psychology, but literally, see if we can get along here. Stop right there. And we're going to target there. But anyways, so it's fast. But anyways, you're never going to get to a point where you are aware of yourself because one of the major things I had to overcome was my self-sabotage because I knew what to do, when to do it, but I always used to overtrade, over-leverage myself into mediocrity because I was more in love with the process of trying to achieve this consistency. And once I found that consistency, I was too afraid to lose it. I thought real money was going to make me lose my ability to execute. And deep down, I had a feeling that this was only good in demo or whatever. The target has been hit. It was beautiful. Right there. One last hit of soup. 36. 40. Today we're going to do it at 39. And we have model again, complete. Nothing much to look at. So those two trades, that was going to be a nice short there. Beautiful. And a nice long as well within this inefficiency with your stop just below that low. That you would have been efficiently removed. Nice re-entry as well. Shifted market structure spooling right to those relative equal highs, which was the target. But anyways, literally, and you could even see it gravitate to these, but I'm not really interested in catching an execution. But you're never going to get here because you're going to self-sabotage yourself into mediocrity. You need to get to a point where you fully trust yourself, where you are immersed in the process, and where money doesn't mean a thing. And it's going to be hard because you need to sit and accept that. You're here now. You're there. This is what it means to be a trader. You can go a week and lose money, but the best thing you can do is control how much you lose. You can't lose 3% in a day, my good sir. You can't afford it. It's too painful. It's too psychologically draining. So what do you need to do? Just do it once. But then if you can't do it once because now you want to catch up to me, you want to be like me, or you want to be like someone you've seen, or you want to make money, or you have bills to pay, that means you're not trading. The market doesn't care about that. The market just wants you to come do one thing well, and to pay you efficiently for it, and to pay you relative to your reality. So you need to accept it. Whatever reality you're in, whether it's making $10 per trade, whether it's making $20 per trade, whether it's making 40, 100, 1,000, 10 grand, it doesn't really matter. But whatever reality that you're currently in, live, eat, breathe that and accept it. So if your goal, like if I was you, just make $20 a day, man. You know, just one trade, one micro. Is it micro? It's not mini. One micro. 20 handle stop, 20 handle TP. You're done. Try that once. Call it a day. Whether it's in London, New York, Asia, then call it. If you can't call it a day, that's because you want it too bad. And that's going to be your downfall. Motivation becomes your adversity to overcome. And you're never going to overcome it if you don't calm yourself down. Because you're here now. It's not too good to be true. You have made it. And just keep doing the same small thing every day. And that small thing will accumulate in value. Because one thing I've realized as human beings, we don't believe in compound. We don't believe that doing just one small thing. I genuinely believe ever since I became a high frequency algorithmic trader that the little things really do matter. And you need to take care of your little things. And your little things are just doing this one thing once and then calling it a day. And you're so close to being a trader. You're there. This is what it feels like. You see that feeling where when you place that one trade, that one loss turns into 2, turns into 3, turns into 4, and then before you know it, you have 5 trades where you're down 3%, and you feel this overwhelming anxiety, this wall that you have to overcome. That is trading. That is it. That's how we all feel. And now you're face to face with that, and you gotta muscle through it. Now, can you? Can you do it? Ask yourself that question. Can you? And the only way you can do it is with time. Place one execution and let time play the factor. Let time chip away at that feeling. Let time do it and watch. Watch how you react. Watch how you feel. Watch how impulsive your thoughts get and how your brain tries to trick you into self-sabotaging yourself back into mediocrity so that you can go back to chasing for an investor to give you money, where you can go back to saving or demo trading, where you're accumulating knowledge, where you're so in love with being a student instead of actually being a master, because that's what you're doing now. You're becoming a master. You're becoming a professional executor, where you're executing, or you're trying to execute at the utmost of efficiency. And one thing you have never done, which is in demo and when you're practicing, is you have never, ever, this is beautiful. Isn't it funny that it stops out of all the inefficiencies? It runs from straight to this one and straight to that one, and I'm up right there, where you just form the swing. It's nice, baby. But anyways, in my heart, I would have loved to go along there, but I'm not interested in trading in any shape or form, targeting those highs. But it's okay, we can just stay within this range. But literally now you're at that crossroad, and you have to sit in that uncomfortable feeling of, and you don't sit in it, you overcome it by writing about how you feel. Then it gets to a point where you don't feel those anymore. Where when you come into the market is you're looking for your rules, inefficiencies, liquidity, time. Is it right? Yes. Is it wrong? No. You don't come in and say, I'm anxious, I'm frustrated. Could I make money today? Could I lose money today? What am I? If you're still having those thoughts, that's perfect. That means you're a trader. You're starting. You're at the crossroad of success. And the only one stopping you is you. And how are you stopping yourself? By doing too much. You can't lose 3% in a day, my good sir. Because if you can lose 3%, that means you can lose 6. And before you know it, you can give everything back without even knowing it. So don't put yourself in that situation to fuck yourself up. So trust yourself. You're here. There's nothing to fear. One contract can get you there. It's just that you haven't seen it happen to you. Now let it happen. Let it. Let that one contract lift you. Trust time for once. Because everyone has told you, hey, trust hard work. Trust how good you are. Trust how well you can do this because you're the best thing since sliced bread. That produces results. Same thing as in trade in school. You don't get a distinction, or you don't get 80%, 90%. You're not good enough, or 70%. You're not good enough. This is not that, bro. This is trading. It's a game of probabilities, game of uncertainties. So you need to trust that over time, your uncertainty will turn into clarity via your P&L. And if you don't trust that, then it's never going to happen for you. It's never, because you need to not muscle through that uncomfortable feeling. You need to understand it, where it comes from, why it's there, and how you can best navigate and overcome that and become the best version of you. And you don't remain mediocre, because it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough for you to overcome yourself, because now you're here, and the only one stopping you is you. Just use one. I swear to God, just watch it. Watch time. Trust it. It's going to be hard, but because you've never trusted it before. You have never been where you are now. It's funny. But now that you're here, I want you to face yourself and let your P&L be a reflection of how bad you want it. And that how bad you want it shouldn't be in the form of your ability to make or lose money. It should be in the ability to execute with the utmost of efficiency and do one thing. Just do one. This is not work. This is not school where you need to do more. You already know what to do. You know where the liquidity is. You know what efficiency. You know what time. It's just that when you get it wrong, you don't think you can get it wrong, but in reality, you can misinterpret. You can. You're human. You can misinterpret. And once you misinterpret, it's okay. That's not a depiction of you not being good enough. That's not a depiction of you. I won't lie to you. I love the fact that the first post came here. And my mentally, I'm long, maybe. But literally, man, that's all you can do. That's all you should do. You need to get to a point where you trust yourself, where you're the best thing since sliced bread because you are, and love you because no one is going to do it for you. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to encourage you. You are here and you're going to get yourself where you want to be. And you need to trust time more than anything. And time is not only in the form of entries, but it's in the form of allowing yourself to heal from the feeling of losing. Because you are going to lose it. You are. The world is going to take it away from you, whether you like it or not. And you'll feel it. And then now you're going to pay with time. And I want you to do this thing. Whenever you lose an account or you blow one, I want you to think, and especially if you're really coming from the ground up, where you know that you gotta save, you gotta save up to either fund another account, like to finance and deposit money for a different account in your personal funds, and you know that it's gonna take you a few months or weeks for you to save up that same 10 grand or 20 grand to finance. If you really know how that feels, I want you to sit in that feeling and understand, and I want you to do this visually because I did it. There was this one time where I lost a lot of money. I saved $1,400 to finance, and I lost $1,000 in one trade, in one day. And I'll send you a screenshot of it as well, just so you can know that I was once there. I felt that. I know what it feels like to want something so much, and you work so hard to get that money, to get yourself to that point where you believe in yourself, you trust yourself, but now you're just doing too much. And that's where you are. You're in that point where you're just doing too much, and you need to do less. You need to trust yourself more. You need to get to a point where time plays the leverage, because you're here. You're here. There's nothing more for you to do except one thing, and let time play a course. Let time play a factor. And if you can't do it, that's not a depiction of your skill over time. You're better than this. You're better than your models. You're better than your insecurities. But you need to get to a point where you trust yourself, because no one is going to do it for you. No one is coming to save you. No one is going to stop you from placing more than 1 or 2 executions. And you need to realize that that's the only thing that's going to stop you, or that's going to plague you from being the best version of you. That right there, of overexposing yourself to risk and not accepting the fact that sometimes you're just not as good as you think you are. You're not as efficient as you think you are. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be very difficult. It's going to be very difficult for you to just trust yourself, especially if you want it more than anyone. You need to get to a point where you fully trust and you're immersed in your ability to do one thing. If you can't do that, then the market will not pay you, and it will take your money because you're doing more than one thing. You're doing 3, 4 things, 5 things, 6 things instead of one. And you're just going to be that, and you're going to stay there. But this is a beautiful short and long. We tape lead the beautiful shorts all the way to target, and then all the longs, the shift in market structure, that there for potential pyramid all the way up to that high. The only execution I took was this baby here. It's beautiful, just pop higher to that high, which is very nice. No need for the shorts, no need for the longs. I don't need that. But be proud of yourself, man. You're here. Take it easy, take it slowly. And and I don't think you will, because I don't want you to blow one. But if you ever do blow an account and you know it will take you 21 days to save up that money, I want you to feel that. And in that 21 days, I want you to ask yourself, if you risk the lowest form of leverage, like maybe if it was 20 handles or 10 handles instead of the many trades or contracts you put, how much would you have lost in those 19 days? And usually it's far less than what you lost in that one day where you done a lot of dumb trades, you know, like it's mesmerizing, you know, and in those 19 days, you're not doing anything, you know, you're not making money, you're not losing money, you're not even in the market, you can't even do anything. And you need to get to a point where you have only one thing to do within the financial market every day, and you don't need to do that one thing every day. You're not forced to. No one is forcing you to. You are the entrepreneur, you're the employer, you are the boss, you're the one in control. And that's tough. That's a tough reality to live in, because you can't control uncertainty. So how? It's a double-edged sword. It's a conundrum. How the hell do I control uncertainty? You can't. You can only control what you do leading up to it. And that's what you always need to do. What is your process leading up to uncertainty? What is your process leading up for you to finding this execution and playing it with the utmost of efficiency? Because if you never do that, you're never going to become the best version of you. You're going to stay a mediocre executor every day. And that's all you're going to ever amount to. Honestly, I want to go long here for 10 handles. Just right when it comes back and trades in this inefficiency, I want to go long for 10. I don't think we're going to retrace deep, so I would love to. I'll wait for the next minute candlestick to open and trade lower, so it should open in just, and I'll go for a 10 handle execution stop just below that before taking out these relative equal highs. If it goes, then it's okay. Oh, ran without me. Beautiful. I'll leave that. I won't take it. I will take it because of these two relative equal highs. It's relative. There we go, much deeper. Nice. So, work with me here. Is this already 200 handles? It's 2000 ticks 20 handle. I hope 2000 ticks is a 20 handle stop on NAS 100. Hey, let me just confirm here, because it was 200 ticks literally just 2 days ago. Okay, there we go. Okay, yeah, it is. User 1 is to thing risk to reward ratio. If it stops me out, then it's okay. I will take my L and walk away. Honestly, I don't think we're going to trade as low to these lows or even this inefficiency before targeting these relative equal highs. If we do, then it's okay. I'll get efficiently removed. Honestly, my stop is just below the swing low. If we tag the swing low, then I will get efficiently removed. It's far deeper retracement than I anticipated. I don't want to go for a 20 handle TP because I'm so close to relative equal highs and we could just do a sweep like we did here, and I don't want that, so I won't take that one. I will stay and watch for a 20 handle stop and a 20 handle TPA. I will watch for that. Meaning I will see if it will spoof for 20 handles, but I won't be in one. But this is going to be tough for you to live in such a reality of uncertainty. You're going to want to FOMO in. This is where you're going to add more contracts than you should. You're not even going to trust a negative RR model because you don't even know how to use it. You know, you don't know how to accept your L if you get stopped out at a negative R. You don't know because you lost more than you made. You know, and then in your brain you can't comprehend how can that be possible. You don't know how you think. You don't know how you operate. And also, don't schedule gambling. Right? I've noticed a lot of people will do this where they'll accumulate money, and then when a time comes, they'll over leverage on just one execution, and they're willing to lose all that money they lost before, etc. That's bullcrap. Don't put yourself in that mindset of mediocrity, because then now you're settling for less. You don't settle for less in trading. Only you want the best trade setups, the best things in sliced bread, and go for the best and take it. Because if you look for those, the world will give it to you. It will never give you mediocre executions. It will never give you whatever you never, it won't give you what you didn't ask for. This is irritating me. I don't know why it's 200 ticks and not 20. Is it because I'm using a different brokerage? I think that's the case. So that threw me off, man. But it's okay. Anyways, it's not the point. It is not the point. But yeah, that's basically the gist of the story. I really hope this inspires you, because there's nothing you can do, my good sir. There's nothing you can do. The only thing you can do is sit through this and not muscle through it, but trust that tomorrow you can do the same thing again and again and again. And it's not a depiction of that you're not good enough. And if you get stopped out, it's okay. It's okay. I know it's hard to accept. I know it feels so wrong. It feels unfair. But it shouldn't feel like that. The only reason it feels like that is because you don't have money. You just don't have it. If you had money, you're not going to feel like that. And also, you are going to feel like that, but it wasn't going to be as heavy. If you didn't have needs that need to be met, you're not going to be feeling like that. But now, since you have needs that need to be met, they need to be met. And you have to achieve this. You have to blow up. You have to make money. You don't have to. You get to it. It's a blessing. It's a privilege. And love that privilege. And embrace it. Become the best version of you. Because it's here. Everything you've ever asked for in trading, it's here. And you can do it. You're better than anyone says you are. Everything you've worked hard for is here now. And you just need to do it once. And if you get it wrong, it's okay. Feel that. Eat that. And walk away with it. If you can't walk away with it, then you're never going to find it. That's what you're fighting. That inability to walk away when you lose. Because you know what you have to do. You know when you have to do it and why. But why can't you take that L and walk away? Why? Why does it feel like you need to do more? You need to have more. Oh, come on. You're better than this. You're the best thing since sliced bread, my good sir. And I believe in you. And the only thing that can save you is time. From today on, I'm only going to be placing one trade just for you. Just to show you that it's just one. You don't need to do much. When I opened this lesson where I'm trying to teach students, I'm doing it on the lowest form of leverage, on one contract, making $20 or losing $20, and obviously watch to see if it's going to expand for 20 handles. That will have your 20 handle stop and your 20 handle TP with drawdown. That's a beautiful trade. And now, are you going to say that I'm not good enough because I didn't hold for here? I didn't hold for 20 handles, so I'm not good enough. Don't do that to yourself, my good sir. You're here to take what's yours and leave. And once you make it, we call it a day. We read the whole way down, the whole way up, and we got an execution all the way up to the highs. Just like as expect 20 handle model, delivered right there. Done. Bagged and tagged, baby. From entry, which is halfway of this inefficiency, all the way up to there. 20 handle stop, 20 handle TP. But anyways, thank you for blessing with your ears. And I want you to embrace that. Embrace uncertainty. Do it once and go home. That's a trader. That is it. If you keep doing that for the rest of your life, you'll get paid for it. Just do it once. And the more times you gamble on your demo accounts, when I told you to put only one trade, one contract, and you did not, that's what you're paying for now. That's the fear and anxiety you're feeling now, because you know deep down that you allowed your gambler to do it. You allowed him, and you're afraid deep down that he's going to creep up on your real account. I don't fear that. I don't fear that, because whether it's demo or it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to be the best version of me. It's price action. I'm going to read it better than anyone else. And I'm going to trade it better than anyone else. And you need to be in that mindset as well, where it doesn't matter. You're going to execute it the utmost of efficiency, because that's your job. You get paid for it. So please, do it once and call it a day. Because the more you don't do it once and call it a day, the worse you become. And all those habits that you've been doing on your demo accounts, where I asked you, why are you placing more than one contract? They're creeping up to you now. They're creeping up. Go through my timeline and tell me, show me one. And it will be a few months ago where I put more than one contract. Show me. It's not there. I'm eating, living, breathing consistency. And I trust that I'll do this once. Do you trust that you will? Because if you're not, you're never going to become me. Ever. And you're never going to become your best version of you. Ever. because you're just doing too much. You want it too bad. You're forcing your will. It's almost like this. It's like you're trying to hit on a girl in a bar, and she says no and she ignores you, or she just says no, I'm not interested, walk away, and you keep insisting. That's the second trade you place. Is that likely to get you the girl? Yes or no? No. Then when she says, please can you get away from me, and then you place the fourth, you keep pressuring. Now it's the fourth time, the third trade, the sixth trade, the seventh. What's eventually going to happen? They're going to pour a drink in your face, or they're going to smack you, or they're going to report you. You're going to get arrested. But literally, that's what you're doing, and you're doing that with the financial market, where you place a trade and the market says no, and you want to do it again, and then says no again, and then says no, 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 and then you just keep doing, and you keep forcing your will, and you become a desperate man, and it takes everything you worked so hard to build. So just take it easy, my God. So you're here. You are here. That's what it means to be a trader. And now live, eat, breathe that. Once, feel that. Feel the confidence of that you are one. Oh, I'm getting riled up. I want to swear now. Thank you so much for blessing with your ears, but I'm not going to start swearing on my YouTube and that person. Thank you so much, and I love you. And just know, bro, you're the best thing since sliced bread. I can't believe I've been venting for 40 minutes on how you are the best version of you. But thank you so much for your blessing with your ears. And I know you can do it. Just do it one trade, please. Just do it once. Just one trade. Send me screenshots of that. Just one trade a day. Whether it's a losing or winning trade, I want you to send me that, because that's